Stop. Listen carefully. What if I told you that the way you speak to yourself for just 3 days could completely change the course of your life? Yes, only 3 days. That's all it takes to break the cycle of negativity, to silence that inner critic that's been holding you back for years, and to activate the unstoppable force within you. Right now, your words are either building your future or destroying it. Every thought you allow, every phrase you repeat in your mind shapes your reality. The mind doesn't know the difference between what's real and what's imagined. It only responds to the input you give it. This is why your self-talk is the most powerful weapon you have. For the next 3 days, I want you to speak to yourself like a warrior, like someone who refuses to live as a victim of their circumstances. You wake up and say, I am strong, I am disciplined, I am becoming better every single day. These are not empty phrases. They are commands, orders that your mind will follow. This is how the Shaolin masters train, with precision, with intent, with relentless focus. They understand that before you can master your body, you must master your mind. And mastering your mind begins with mastering your words. No more saying, I can't, I'm not good enough, or I always fail. That ends here. From now on, you declare, I am capable, I am worthy, I am unstoppable. Every time you feel doubt creeping in, you replace it instantly with strength. You do not entertain weakness. You do not feed fear. You crush it with certainty. Understand this, you are always programming your mind. If you're not doing it consciously, you're doing it by default. And default mode is weakness, fear, procrastination. But when you deliberately speak words of power, you build a new identity. Someone who takes control, someone who acts despite fear, someone who never quits. For these 3 days, I want you to become radically aware of every word you say to yourself. When you catch your mind going down a negative path, stop and redirect. Speak affirmations of strength and conviction. Say, I am in control of my life. My actions shape my future. I choose discipline over comfort. I choose courage over fear. The science is clear. The words you repeat change your beliefs, and your beliefs shape your actions. This is not just motivation. This is neuroplasticity. Your brain rewires itself based on the words and thoughts you feed it. So feed it power. Feed it truth. The truth is, you are far more powerful than you've been led to believe. The limits you think you have, they are illusions built by years of negative self-talk and fear-based thinking. But now, you know the secret. Change. Your words change your life. For 3 days, practice this relentlessly. Speak only strength. Affirm your vision. Remind yourself, I am focused. I am determined. I am relentless. Say it out loud. Feel it. Let it penetrate every part of your being, and when resistance shows up, and it will, you lean into it. You don't run from discomfort. You embrace it. Because you know that growth lives on the other side of it. You remind yourself, I can do hard things. I'm stronger than my emotions. I'm not my past. I'm the creator of my future. This is how transformation happens. Not by waiting for motivation, not by hoping things will change, but by deciding to take control of your inner world, your words, your thoughts, your beliefs, and then watching as your outer world aligns with your new identity. So ask yourself right now, are you willing to commit for just 3 days? Are you ready to stop being a prisoner of your old self-talk and start becoming the person you were always meant to be? If your answer is yes, then begin now. Speak to yourself with love, with strength, with absolute certainty. Declare, I am worthy, I am enough, I am the architect of my life because you are. And the time to realize it is not tomorrow. It's right now. Now that you've made the commitment, understand this. The next 3 days are not going to be easy. Your old programming will fight back. That voice that says, why even bother? You've tried before and failed, will try to convince you to quit, but this time you're prepared. You know that voice is not your truth. It's just a habit that ends now. Every time that voice appears, you respond with power. No, I'm not who I used to be. I'm becoming stronger every moment. You take control, you stand tall. You breathe deeply and remember, you are not your thoughts. You are the thinker of your thoughts, and you choose which ones to accept. This is the core of mental discipline. This is what separates those who live life on their terms from those who drift through life, powerless and reactive. The Shaolin masters understand this perfectly. Before any physical movement, before any external action, there must be internal alignment. The mind must be steady, controlled, directed with purpose. So for these next days, do not underestimate the power of small victories. When you wake up and choose to affirm strength instead of complaining, that's victory. When you feel like procrastinating, but instead remind yourself, I'm disciplined, I do what needs to be done, that's victory. Each of these moments builds upon the last, stacking like bricks to form the fortress of your new mindset. This is how you break free from the past. Not all at once, but brick by brick, word by word, choice by choice. Your affirmations must become your new language, not once or twice, but over and over. When you feel fear, I am courageous. When you feel tired, I am disciplined. When you feel lost, I am focused. This is not about lying to yourself. It's about choosing which version of yourself to feed. Both versions exist within you, the weak, fearful self and the powerful, disciplined self. The one you feed is the one that will grow. So decide right now, who do you want to become? Because here's the truth. Every day you are becoming someone. There is no standing still. You are either growing or decaying, progressing or regressing. And the most reliable way to control that process is through your words. Words program your subconscious mind. Your subconscious controls 95% of your behavior. If your words are negative, your life will be negative. If your words are powerful, your life will be powerful. It's that simple. But simple does not mean easy. It takes conscious effort, especially in the beginning. That's why these 3 days are so important. They are your initiation into a new way of living. A life where you no longer wait for external circumstances to change how you feel, but where you control how you feel by choosing how you speak to yourself. And this choice will change everything. You'll notice that when you affirm your strength, you stand taller. Your body language shifts, your energy changes, people will sense it. Opportunities will find you, not because the world has changed, but because you have. That's the real power of this practice. It's not about forcing the world to give you what you want. It's about becoming the kind of person who naturally attracts what you want through your mindset, your actions, your energy. And all of it starts with how you speak to yourself. For these next days, make your self-talk your top priority. Forget about everything else for now. Just focus on this one thing. When you wake up, you affirm strength. When you face a challenge, you affirm resilience. When you feel fear, you affirm courage. And watch what happens. Your mind will begin to shift. Your emotions will follow. Your behaviors will align. And soon, what once felt impossible will feel natural, because that's how change happens, not through willpower alone, but through identity shift. You become someone new by thinking, speaking, and acting like that person now. Not someday, not when things get easier, but now. So remind yourself, I am becoming who I was always meant to be. Let that truth echo through every part of your being. Let it fuel your actions, shape your decisions, and inspire your vision. These 3 days are just the beginning, but they will prove to you that you have the power to direct your life, not by controlling everything around you, but by mastering what's within you, and mastery begins with your words. By now, you've realized something powerful. The way you speak to yourself is the foundation of your reality. For years, you may have allowed negative words, doubts, and fears to run your internal dialogue, but not anymore. These 3 days have shown you that you can take control, that you can redirect your thoughts, that you can program your mind for strength, discipline, and success. And here's the most important truth. If you can do it for 3 days, you can do it for the rest of your life, because your brain is always listening. Every word you speak to yourself, every thought you allow to linger, is shaping the way your mind works. Neuroplasticity, the ability of your brain to rewire itself, is real. When you consistently speak power into your life, your brain creates new neural pathways, making it easier and more natural to think and act in ways that serve your growth. This is why the Shaolin masters spend years mastering not just their bodies, but their minds. Because they understand that discipline of the mind leads to mastery of the self. They know that victory does not come from brute force, but from inner alignment, from the unwavering commitment to live in accordance with their values and purpose. And now you understand this too. For these past 3 days, you've been retraining your mind. You've practiced replacing negative, self-defeating thoughts with powerful, self-affirming truths. You've chosen to stand up to your old patterns and to declare with conviction, I am stronger than my doubts. I'm disciplined, I'm capable, and look at how far you've already come. Now imagine what would happen if you kept going, if you continued to speak these truths to yourself every day. Not just when you feel strong, but especially when you feel weak, because that's when it matters most. Anyone can be confident when life is easy, but true strength, true character, is forged in moments of difficulty. When you wake up tired and still say, I am disciplined. When you face rejection and still say, I am worthy. When you make mistakes and still say, I am growing. These are the moments that define you. And remember, you don't need anyone else's permission or approval to do this. You don't need to wait until you feel ready. You are ready now, because you've already proven that you can take control of your inner dialogue. This practice is now yours. No one can take it from you, but be warned, the old patterns will try to creep back in. They always do. Your mind will test you with old fears, old doubts, old excuses. That's natural, but now you know how to respond. You don't argue with those thoughts. You don't fight them, you simply replace them. When the thought says, I can't, you calmly respond, I can and I will. When the thought says, I'm not good enough, you say, I am more than enough. When the thought says, what's the point? You say, the point is my growth, the point is my strength, the point is my life. This is how you build resilience, by standing firm in the truth of who you are and who you are becoming. And let me tell you something, the world needs people like you, people who have taken responsibility for their inner world, people who are not victims of circumstance, but creators of their destiny, people who choose strength, discipline, and purpose, not because it's easy, but because it's right. You are now on that path, and it all started with 3 simple days of speaking to yourself with power and intention. So, what's next? That's up to you. You can stop here or you can keep going and make this your new way of life. You can choose to let your words continue shaping you into someone unstoppable, someone focused, someone disciplined. Every day you have that choice. So, let me leave you with this. When you wake up tomorrow, before you do anything else, look at yourself in the mirror and say, with complete conviction, I am strong, I am disciplined, I am focused, I am enough. Say it like you mean it. Say it until you feel it, and then go out and live it, because this is your life, and you are the master of it. Si este mensaje resonó contigo, comenta aquí abajo la palabra disciplina para sellar tu compromiso con tu propia transformación. No olvides suscribirte al canal Mind's Eye para más contenido que fortalezca tu mente y tu espíritu. Nos vemos en el próximo video.